I've done this, what's he doing? He's moving back.
Okay.
So I need to go after him.
Okay.
I need to have a hold of him, then I can elbow him.
So hold on. Yeah. Everything goes in. Yeah.
This one shoots under, clasped behind the hands or wrist. You can knee him again if you want, or you just take a step back, pull into here. This arm then goes through here, and from there.
Really instinctively grab that arm underneath there.
Yeah, and then you hook this one here, and you bust here. You can hit him. You can hit him in the balls. You can break his hand. You can move around to other locks, all sorts of nasty things. Or you just hold it here, work his ribs, work his face, work his groin, or you know, you bring up here, bust out his leg as well. Anyway.
Right.
Okay. Off that same one, if he's throwing a jab, that what we were doing earlier, that way. But what we're going to add on to it is basically he throws a jab, I gouge the eye there or hit him somewhere. Now, generally speaking, that's not a fight ender because his head like this will be covered like that. I'll hit him somewhere, I'll distract him. What I'm going to do from here now is, I'm going to, okay, so basically from here, this hand, after it's hit whatever it is, hooks on the inside of the arm, this hand, this leg shifts up, so that hand, hits him dead in the neck there, behind the ear basically. This leg kicks him in here, and then as this steps down, boom, this forearm hammer fist drops into the side of the neck, back of the head. So basically from there, this one drops there, this hand drops here, boom. Okay? You can do that at varying speed, but at first just split it down 1, 2, 3. But if all you get first is this, basically if that's going to be there, you can follow, anything would work after that. But if you can get this exact pattern, because we're working 3 combinations from this, alright? So basically from here, it's 1, 2, 3. Start off slowly to make sure you don't hit each other, but basically if I do it on Tom a little bit quicker, it goes. Alright? But break it down into sections and go through it maybe in time, alright? So we'll go down. Throws a big right hand. So what we'll do is what we call a high block. Technically this is a bit more risky than the general cover, but basically you wave to the person behind, and if you get in the crease, it's quite hard for it to hit your head. Risky, personally I prefer covering always, but we'll do this one with this one anyway. Here, boom, hit the throat, that way, then this hand rebounds back up to the base of the head. This index is here, into the corner of the eye, push towards the nose. Twist, headbutt. Alright, we were doing it like the headbutt we were doing on Saturday, and you've done that one before anyway. Boom, boom, boom. Right, another option you can do, that from here, is this hooks around into this eye, but we'll use the nose for training practices. There, and you're working from there, which is this acts as a perfect little handhold, this finger locking into this eye socket about an inch. You can hit it with impunity by. Alright? So we'll have a go at that one. Alright, so you basically wave. This, George, Di Pasquale Senior used to call this Hail Caesar. The punch comes in, Hail Caesar. For those who don't know, he was a karate and jiu-jitsu pioneer in the States. Yeah, and then I was on whacking him back there.
Yeah, then you showed
and just grips hail head. Yeah, just off my hand, but move your hand before you hit that.
Was I? I'm wrong.
No, you just drop it down.
He said that one as well, but you don't have to do that. That was a very Probably not going to get a butt on him because he's a bit too short, so I won't head out the way he's not left the front. But if you get it, it's good.
And then the second one?
Yeah,
that's where you put behind and work him.
Actually, I'm going to have to back.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll do the last and nose one then.
Yeah, sky's the limit. If you get propped against the wall and working right on down with all that. Yeah. As you do the jab is that way on the inside. Right? Now what we're going to do here is he then throws across. Alright, so basically he throws the jab, boom, throws across that way. So it's pretty much the same move. This one changes a little bit, but 1, 2. Alright? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright? So basically what it is as he throws that one, I'm covering in. Again, this could have missed, but he's gone to that shoulder. I scoop it, clearing the arm. This kick and strike, boom, straight the way through. So if we change around, so then see. I've gone that way, the second one comes, this kick comes here, that checks the high line, bang into here. Alright? So it's exactly the same movement earlier. The best way that, if you're going to catch the second shot, is if you've got your hand already past the shoulder that way, so as soon as he throws it, you can hook it that way, and then kick him there, and boom. Or you can kick foot trap, and then as you knock him over, you break your ankle. Alright, so you go 1, 2, 3. Alright? Okay, so have a go at that.
I can't stop really. I can't help it. It's very
Step back, boom. Now this one tucks from here, drop down. This one can take it back up here, feed it through, and this is quite an unpleasant position. You can elbow, hit the groin, work the ribs at the same time, or just lean through like this will pop your shoulder out of the joint. Or I can actively break the elbow, move down to the wrist, perhaps take a few fingers out, that kind of thing. Then if that's all done, then I can dislocate his hip and break his knee. Or sorry, dislocate his knee. Okay, so one last time. I've got this clinch, pumping away. This one drops, that one goes through, clasp. Hard one back. Now this elbow here at the moment's hooked. I'll hook that through there and that one down here. Pass. So I can rip his eyes, hit his groin, feed here, break his arm, break his wrist, break his leg.
Make his face.
Yeah. Alright. Okay. Now what we'll do is, generally speaking, blocking I don't like doing because it risks too much getting hit. What I like calling is checking. Because if you go, what's it called? One of my Kempo Pro Bashir, he always said, you know, to stop a punch, you just need that. You just need, 2 inches of space. You don't need to go like this to stop a punch. All you're worried about is what's coming, you don't want it to connect here. Anything else you can, live with. You just need a slight clearance, slight breathing room gap on whatever, if you're passing the punch, or whatever, covering the punch, or whatever. So generally I don't like, so normally the 5 swords will do is normally done big ass block like this. But if for a start you do this one and you are, this actually works if the guy is slower than you expect, and you fit this, like that way and you get hit straight in the face this way. Because if he throws that straight and I start early or go too fast, actually that's actually kind of perfect, but the smash his wrist that way. But if I go too fast, I end up eating it that way, or if I go too slow, I can end up eating it, or if it's a slightly different angle or something. So what we'll do this one with, we'll do a cover. So basically, we'll pass it this way. So rather than the big ass block, we'll just shorten down the circle to that. Right? Everything else will stay the same. We'll do a base kick, boom, that way. So basically, from this cover and kick, back knuckle, palm heel, uppercut. Actually, we'll turn this way. Yeah, so he throws it, that way. And foot drop. I meant to do that. No, okay, so basically, just offline, boom, kick, back knuckle, palm, boom to the body. Okay, so everyone have a go at that. So that's basically one way you can, a follow-up you could do in this situation. That you clear out here, boom, you pump in 1, 2 knees, then clothing or not, even just neck or whatever, and just into a wall or something that direction. Anyway, but what we're changing to now is a slightly different option. This time he throws that punch here between the legs. Alright, so cut the angle between the legs. Cut the angle between the legs. Ideally, point of the shoe straight up. But if say he's doing more jab style, if you're doing that side, I come around here, you could do shin between the legs or a scoop kick. But if he's throwing a nice cross here, just this, boom, toes up between the legs. Alright? And from there, there's all sorts of follow-ups, but that's all this technique is. It's literally, as he throws that one, round here, push, post on the shoulder so it's hard to come up, kick in up between the leg or in the back of the leg, and then all we do is push him. Yeah. But don't actually do the push or everyone will be crashing into everyone there. Alright?
Rest of my legs, isn't it?
So we just cover, here punch, here kick, punch, 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 punch. Alright, so let's hit people. Yeah, going from history to... No? Yeah, don't actually hit me, but boom. Alright? So there's various types. This is quite a nice tight one. There's ones where they swing right out, kind of that way, catch you with the arm, whatever. But what we'll do is that. Alright? Basically push in and rig out his face. So if he's swinging that, there. You push in, shoulder covers your head, and that hand goes into the face. That's your block. Right? You've either taken out an eye or just barged into his face, either way. Right? So come around there. Right? So basically that is your initial move. That will cause some damage depending on how much will vary from person to person. Alright? From there there's all sorts of follow-ups. The centre line is pretty exposed, so you can go straight to the knee to the groin or whatever, or you can start working behind here for some of that shit. But whichever way you're doing it. But the first thing, boom, straight in there, and drop your centre so you're cutting down towards his hip line. Because anyone who starts off hands, they might be just some guy taking a swing at you, or they might know boxing, which means you don't generally want to fight them on their terms. So if I'm dropping down towards them, my head's becoming less of a target for him. It's like opposite, if someone's trying to shoot on you, generally you don't want to let them get a hold or use a grappling technique against them. So more like this, if he's throwing a punch, I'm going to assume he's more of an upright striking background. So I'm going to go, that's my first response. Now from there, I can knee to the groin or into a leg kick or something along that line of it. So you think about your own follow-ups, but all you want to drill is basically, boom, that. Dropping. This covers like that because you get knocked out if you get hit on the jawline most of the time. Most of the rest of the head can take a shot, even if you feel it the next day. Some places you can get knocked out, especially if there's a really heavy hitter. But if you cover the jawline, which this does nicely from there, even covers higher up, basically, it's unlikely that you'll get knocked out, especially from pretty much anything that direction. And again, you can, sometimes you can get hit in the body thing there. But if I'm starting from this position, this is going to be his target, this is not an option. So the first shot he's going to throw is going to most likely be towards my head. Second, if I'm dropping my zone, it's less likely that I'll take a secondary body shot. So basically from there, as you swing, boom, into here. That either claws into his face, or even if it doesn't, if he just does there, then I knee him in the groin and do a leg kick, something like that. Alright, so try that, but just practice the block. You never think of, grabbing him by the ball or something like that.